I'll make a motion that,
Hang on a second. Under payment of bills, that seems to be about the time it becomes a free-for-all. I'd like to see us be able to pay bills. The public can discuss what they want among themselves, but it's pretty distracting to pay attention to bills if you've got people shooting questions and comments and all kinds of stuff.
well, usually we try to wait till afterwards. I mean, there might
It
be.
don't bother us unless you're reading the checks again.
I will be reading checks.
There might be one comment or something comes in every once in a while while we're doing that, but I don't think that's a problem.
Well, I guess it really comes back to the president again for full good work, and I don't mind reminding him because it's a distraction. It's not about stifling his comment. It's about having an appropriate time.
She puts the checks on the back, there's really no reason to read them unless you want time on the camera.
We do have people that don't attend the meetings, and if they don't have the physical paper, they can't hear it. All they see is elected officials write checks and hand them to each other. I'd rather have an audio that's on this recording as well, the permanent record recording. As long as you're mindful of that, you actually basically just stick to the agenda. That's fine.
I'm happy with that.
So I move that we
Love
adopt
you, Jenny.
this.
You happy with that?
That's fine.
I move we adopt the 2011 agenda. Well, before we do, I do have another concern that's along the lines of agenda. We're adopting just the format of the agenda, but as far as what goes on, I'd like to have a conversation after we vote on this about how we go about putting items on it. Okay?
Yeah, first we'll leave it the same.
So,
You made a motion to leave it the same. I'll second that.
Roll call, Ben,
Yeah.
Dan, Jeff,
yes. And we'll discuss that now. I don't know what's on your, this is just your guideline for the night. We have our basic outline, but the public has a good concern, and I agree with it. They should be able to look on the website at least a few days before meeting, ideally maybe a week before meeting, be able to look, if they see this, they see the basic outline, which tells them nothing. But if there's actual items that are going to be discussed at that meeting, it'll be a lot more informative. They can look for it and see what we're going to be discussing. It could also be posted on the door. So we can drive up and spell they're going to be discussing trash meeting date. So they would know ahead of time that they want to come to the meeting.
The only problem I have with that is, I mean, we'll post something a week ahead of time. A lot of times there's stuff that'll come in within that last week before we have a meeting that
Major items, though,
won't be
there's
put on
no-
the website or won't be posted on the door, and people are gonna say, well, why wasn't that on there?
If it's an incidental item, I don't see a problem, but if it's a major concern,
You'll find a problem.
if it's a major concern, you know, why not? There are items we know are tabled or coming up, or in some cases by law, they're a dated thing that we have to do. The website's a tool that we should be using, and the agendas, I move that we put action items on the agenda prior to the meeting. I guess, Jenny, are you the one uploading that stuff now, or?
Yes.
So I move that the fiscal officer upload the actual agenda items prior to the meeting.
What do you think about that, David? Further discussion?
it'll be all right unless if it doesn't happen, are you gonna ridicule me at a meeting because I didn't get it done a week prior to the meeting?
Yes,
I
you
think it
will.
should be prior to the meeting. What do you think is a reasonable time? I mean, you want a shorter period of time? 24 hours before the meeting? That's up to you. It just needs to be a protocol that you do the same.
I don't think we need to set it in stone. Why don't we say that you'll try to do it? We'll see how that works out. Would you be happy with that? We'll try it, you know, we're not gonna set it in stone, but we'll see if, you know, she can try it, see if it happens.
How do you plan on making that motion?
I'm not making a motion, I said we'll just try it. We're not gonna set it in stone.
Well, we've had other things you said you were going to do, you didn't.
Like?
For example, the sign, 2 or 3 meetings ago, it was discussed thoroughly, you were going to start putting the meetings on the
You're right.
sign, you were going to try it out, you didn't. A motion might have helped,
Sure.
because then you would be on board, oh, this is something we've decided as a board we're doing.
Okay, what
So I'd
else?
like to see a motion that we do it in some form. How stringent it is up to you. You don't have to put a time on it, but it'll be before a meeting. I move that we have the fiscal officer post the meeting agenda prior to each meeting, with specific items that are going to be discussed.
How do you feel about that, Jenny?
That's fine.
Is that fine? The only thing I want to add to that is if something comes in after she posts that, or it already gets posted on the door, I don't want to hear her stink about it.
Well, if it's a major item,
You'll
it
hear
should
it
be tabled
anyway.
at that point. We can discuss it, but before we take action on it, if it's a big item, the public has a right to know about it, discuss it, and give us input before we take action. So that's the main reason. If it's an incidental thing, it shouldn't be a problem.
So is there a second to Jeff's motion?
Say your motion again, Jeff. Say that again.
Okay, I make a motion that the fiscal officer posts the meeting agenda with all the action items for the next meeting prior to the meeting.
Okay, I'll second that.
Roll call, Ben,
Yeah.
Dan,
No.
Jeff,
Yes.